Paige and Laszlo from What We Do in the Shadows are like the closest character to person mapping.
Yeah, there's there's like a Laszlo line where he's like, "I became a vampire to do 2 things," and he was like, "What was it?" He's like, "Drink blood and fuck forever," and I was like, "That's Carolyn. That is a Carolyn line."
Yeah. I was like, "Yep, we know who Carolyn should play."
Bat
checks out.
Yeah.
I'm honored.
Eli, who are you playing as?
A character I hope that is not me. Deeply. I'm Colin Robinson. I am an energy vampire. So don't really follow any of the rules. Don't know where I came from. Don't really know what my deal is, but I feast on people's energy.
Wonderful. And Nathan Yaffe joining us this week. Who are you playing as?
I'm Guillermo. I've been a familiar of Nandor for over a decade now, and I'm really hoping that he's gonna turn me into a vampire. I just know it.
Someday.
I'm gonna become a vampire. I've been doing a really good job, and it's just bound to happen. I also am a descendant of vampire hunters, and I accidentally kill vampires a lot, but that's that's neither here nor there. That doesn't change the fact that I'm dedicated to being Nandor's familiar and doing a good job.
So Tony played Nandor last week, but due to the events of I'm sure nothing has happened to him. Nothing bad could possibly have happened to him. So let's get into it. Long ago, after 100 years of bloodshed, a truce was called between werewolves and vampires. This historic agreement was made to prevent the horror and suffering that was once called a full underworld situation from ever happening again. And for centuries, this truce has held. Until now. Because you remember from last week when Carolyn killed a bunch of werewolf NPCs entirely unprovoked, like the thing Carolyn does?
It was a bet with me and Nandor.
Like sometimes you put in like a diplomatic encounter into the adventure and Carolyn just tries to kill them all anyway, and then you have to deal with that.
What's interesting...
the most fun part, so let's fucking party.
What's fun is usually it's like, oh, you didn't even do the diplomatic encounter. We fully did reach... diplomacy with them, and then before we left,
you got the information you needed, and then we're like, it felt very very Skyrim, very Elder Scrolls. Just like you did it successfully, and then we're like, well, let's just see what happens if we kill everyone.
Let's see what kind of loot's on this guy.
Oh, we forgot to loot them. Fuck.
So what I want everyone to imagine is a dank, dark cellar deep beneath the city, Catch-All City. And we see on a slab, like a giant altar in this like dark torture chamber of a room. A plinth that...
You're talking about plinths?
Yeah. You familiar with plinths, Nathan?
Nathan gets it.
Big plinth guy, Nathan.
Oh, yeah. Guillermo loves a plinth.
So, upon this stone plinth, of course, Nandor is tied, totally spread eagle, like his shirt open, bare chested, just sort of with like that Nandor as standing over him are these like feral half beast, half men, like werewolves mid transformation. And the leader like steps up and like, tonight, as the moon is full, we shall feast upon this vampire, as the truce has been broken and war will be declared. So I want to cut to the Isle of Staten, a small hamlet outside of Catch-All City. The fog rolls over the hill to the creepy little house overlooking the village where our vampire friends all live, and of course their familiar Guillermo. Guillermo, you're probably the first one to notice that Nandor is missing. Like something had. But could you tell me about that? Could you tell me about how you discover Nandor is missing and like the suspicious circumstances of it?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's my job to wake him up every night, and so I went to his coffin and knocked on it, and sometimes he's a bit of a grumpy sleeper, so I try and give him some space, but after the normal amount of time he likes to spend snoozing, I finally just decided to open his coffin just a crack, and much to my dismay, I found that he was not in there. Sort of a master, sort of look to camera, run out of the room.
Of course, the magical camera that commits film to hollow crystals that we've established previously.
Oh yes, good.
In TV&D. There's just a guy holding a crystal that's recording all the visual information. So, Guillermo, do you inform everyone that Nandor is missing, or do they have to discover it on their own?
I think I go to Laszlo and I say, Laszlo, did Nandor say he was going somewhere that I don't have it on his calendar? I usually am pretty good about writing these things down. Did he?
Laszlo, where do we find you?
Laszlo is in his sad sweatpants.
The Adidas ones?
The green Adidas.
Yeah.
But still in like a flowery shirt. And he's very hungry. He like skipped his meal last night, so he's just got low vampire blood sugar and is just like wandering around.
I'll
like,
okay.
Gizmo, I don't know. I don't listen when he talks most of the time. I just tune it out.
Colin Robinson will arrive home from work at the office, so I pop open the door with my suitcase. Hello!
Colin Robinson, Gizmo's lost something. I don't know. I'm so hungry. I'm going to go see if there's anything in the basement to eat.
Nandor's not in his coffin. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know where he is.
Did you call him? Did you try calling his phone?
I haven't. He hasn't given me his phone number.
I'll call him, and then I just scream Nandor as loud as I can.
When Laszlo says call him, I think he's saying my name. Like, what? Yep, Laszlo? What?
So, Laszlo, you just scream Nandor out. You get an echoing telepathic like message like banging around in your brain like, Laszlo, I have been kidnapped.
Oh, yeah, he's been kidnapped. Okay, I'm going to find some dinner. Bat! And then I turn into a bat and then fly out the door and just like find some jogger that's passing by and drink his blood.
You know what, Guillermo? I don't know if they told you, but I did warn them. I did bring this up. I tried to put it on the house schedule so we could talk to it. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I do not think they should have broken the centuries-old truce with the werewolves. I said this is trouble. I said this is gonna be bad.
Okay.
And I don't think they should have done it at all.
Human form. My face is covered in blood.
They broke the truce with They broke the truce with the werewolves.
Did Nandor not tell you that?
Did
you guys not tell? Gizmo, you got to know these things. You got to.
I'm trying. I'm really trying. Okay.
Yeah, it was definitely Nandor's fault that the truce was broken, and you, Gizmo, I blame you. You really should have kept him under control. Cut to me in a talking head and being like, it was very much my fault.
Yeah.
So you all probably know, Guillermo, you're definitely aware that the sort of like Brotherhood of the Wolf, their like sort of base of operations is somewhere in Catch-All City, and it's very likely that Nandor has been taken there, which is a bit of a ways travel from the Isle of Staten.
So it seems like it's most likely if werewolves got him, he's here, and we're here, and only one of us can turn into a bat to get there. So
fine. You're so pathetic. We'll go save your precious master who you love so much, weirdo.
thank you.
No.
I appreciate it. I do.
I've had a long day at work here, Gizmo, and this seems like a pretty big undertaking. I'm probably not going to get a great amount of sleep. Going to be tired at the office tomorrow, so I might need a little extra incentive if you want the help of Colin Robinson, energy vampire. I don't want to do a little negotiation. I'll throw this out here.
Okay. What do you want?
I saw you making Nandor a sandwich the other day, and when I come home from work, I'm quite hungry. Maybe I help you, you help me by having a snack ready for me when I get home from work every day.
Okay, you eat energy, so
I also eat peanut butter jelly sandwiches.
Okay, I'll make the sandwich I make for Nandor is just clotted blood, a spread of regular
it's all
blood,
blood.
and then another clotted blood.
Yeah, because he can't have anything but blood.
He can't have
Colin Robinson.
That sounds delicious.
Colin Robinson can have anything.
Laszlo, you can have it's gonna go bad, so you can have the one I was gonna give Nandor.
I just went out hunting. Now it's going straight to my hips, but I ravenously eat the blood sandwich.
Colin Robinson
okay.
can eat anything except milk. Can't have dairy. No dairy. So sandwiches it is. Like, and I do that turn to camera where Colin's like really excited that he got something. He's like
I'd like to.
It feels like he's constantly snacking on me every day. So I don't know what the sandwich does. I imagine just the act of making the sandwich. He's feeding off the energy that it takes to make peanut butter and jelly.
Straight back to. So Gizmo, are you thinking about cutting that sandwich horizontally? We're doing a diagonal cut, and why?
I'd like to call to see if Nadja...
Just see me just like...
Yeah.
I'd like to call to Nadja to see if she can come, but I think she's like trying to find Gregor or something.
She's having a phenomenally exciting bee story.
Yeah.
Where she's with her human lover, Gregor, who gets reincarnated over and over again. They're off doing very funny and exciting.
I think we all agree that Nadia is the funniest character on the show, which makes her the most intimidating to try and play.
Yeah.
I don't want to be responsible for that. So unless there's anything else you guys want to do, maybe prepare around the house, do you want to smash cut to like your carriage and taking that into the city?
I want to change my shoes.
I'd like to change out of my sad pants and into my werewolf hunting cloak. So I'd like to go put on a ancient cloak that I have that's like a pure white werewolf's mantle, and it's like a wolf's head on one side, and then it just changes to like a dude's hand on the other side.
A very, very offensive cloak.
Yeah.
I just come back with kind of like cargo pants, and then the shoes that have each toe is separated, the 5 fingers.
Guillermo, as the responsible one, do you want to grab any weapons or supplies?
Yeah, I'll grab all the stuff that it says I have in my inventory. But you'll show me just sort of like very nervously grabbing a handful of stakes and some holy water, and then like I pick up a crossbow and I'm like think about it. I put it down. I'm like, no, I'll take the crossbow, and I put it on my back, and I've got his like puffy coat that he wears. I'm just waiting nervously by the door while they're
Gizmo,
getting ready.
Make sure you grab some silver, but don't shoot it at us. Just bring
Can I have some silver? Do we have silver? How much silver do we have in the house?
What do you want to like? What are you looking for, essentially? I'm sure you can find something of silver. Plenty of silverware.
Yeah, maybe I just grab a bunch of silverware from the silverware drawer. It's the one that's marked actual silver. Do not use.
Yeah. Don't shoot me with the silver either. It's not the silver makes no difference, but do not want to get shot. Just the shooting in general, not great for me.
Okay, great. So let's cut to your carriage, moving through the dark forest, the long dirt path that leads to Catch-All City. Who would be driving the carriage?
I mean, it's like a Lyft, probably. It's a contracted employee.
Sure, got it.
So Laszlo's probably batting over there, right?
Yeah, I'm in bat form, but I'm hanging from the rim of the carriage on the top, just like swinging by my feet.
I'd like to ask if I can choose the music. Hey, do you mind if
there's a lute player sitting like next to the carriage driver, like taking requests?
Yeah. Hey, I've got a. Do you have any what can you do a talk show? Do you know any
Oh yeah, you want me to just talk about like the movies I like?
Yeah, do some movie reviews. Do that. My eyes glow green as I start to feed on the driver. Do you think?
Great. So
what about those movies? Do you think they're too long or too short? Or let me know. I want to hear it.
No Time to Die gets 00 thumbs up. So the carriage makes its way through this dark forest when suddenly the carriage comes to this like urgent stop because there are these creatures on the road. It seems to be the leader of which seems to be this humanoid creature made up of like twigs and branches, some sort of like forest spirit, if you will, and 4 sort of like wooden acolytes. The carriage comes to a stop as they seem to be like blocking the road, standing menacingly just down the path. What do you do?
They don't look friendly.
They do
Human
not look
form.
friendly.
I turn into my human form again and stand on top of the carriage and say, "Hail, sprites of the forest! We have no quarrel with you, but we must have passage."
The leader, the humanoid wooden creature, who has these glowing green eyes and this like sharp feminine voice, almost like telepathically enters your brains with the sparrows say war is coming between the vampires and the werewolves. We side with the wolves. No vampires may pass.
That's pretty fucking rude, isn't it?
Can I lean out? What about are energy vampires included in that? I'm not a regular vampire. Not that you'd be afraid anyways. I don't think you have any blood. Mostly chlorophyll.
The spirit creature is just sort of like, I don't know your deal, but you seem to associate, so like I'm just gonna lump you in.
Oh, I don't with him? No, not too much. We're roommates, but what can you do?
Oh, that's very nice, Colin Robinson.
What do you do around the house? Not much, I'll tell you that. This guy, you know what? Wasn't for the rent, I'd let you right now.
Hey man, I keep the vibe at a solid 7 at all times.
Okay.
Is there any way we could what did the werewolves offer you that you've thrown in with them?
They are of nature. We are of nature. You are unholy.
Just so you know,
that's true.
That's Gizmo, not a vampire.
I don't know if werewolves are of nature, aren't they? Seems like.
Just want you guys to know.
They're closer.
Just want you guys to know.
Closer.
If you think you're talking to a vampire, no dice, not a vampire. Regular Gizmo.
Definitely
not a guy.
Human.
Probably won't ever be.
I would maybe someday, but we're not. That's important. Certainly never if I fail my master here. Well, look. I mean, let's think about this rationally, right? Vampires drink blood. You don't have any blood. Vampires are no threat to you. Werewolves, on the other hand, are constantly peeing on plant life, just desecrating nature with their awful body fluids. Vampires don't do that.
Guillermo, make a charisma check for me, which is +3.
Under my
I need you
breath.
to hit a.
Oh, guys, under my breath, like Laszlo does. The garden. Seen it. Too lazy to go inside and use the bathroom.
We don't need to. We don't need to bring. We don't need to talk. They don't need to know that.
Didn't hear me.
Great.
That's an 18.
Nice.
It's so the main like forest spirit seems unmoved. However, several of these like wooden sprig acolytes are like, I don't know, he's got a point. And they're sort of like now like they're sort of like I fucking hate werewolf piss. You ever been pissed on by a fucking werewolf?
It smells bad.
It smells bad. You can't get it out of your bark.
Tell me that stuff is of nature.
The tree spirit is like, no, we decided. I already decided we're siding with the werewolves.
Wow. Okay.
No, we didn't take a vote on it. And they are all now beginning to bicker amongst each other. What do you do?
I'd be also like, hey guys, quick powwow. Laszlo, if you want to duck down in here, or you could just listen from up there, I guess. But
yes, I flip upside down, so I'm just like
floating
in the
hanging
air,
in the window.
The window.
Now, fellas,
arm from the cloak you're wearing is just dangling.
Yeah. Now, fellas, we've got ourselves, I think, a little bit of an advantage here, because vampires. I'm not myself, energy vampire. Again, a lot of the same rules do apply. But you guys are strongest at night. Plants, sort of reverse vampires, actually weakest at night. No sunlight here. I gotta think this guy's running on kind of reserves. I think if I start talking to him, if I could get a good drain going, I really think I could, I can get him out of here, send him into hibernation or gestation or whatever plants do. And the rest of those guys, they're, can you imagine being somebody who's bossed around all day, every day by somebody that gives you no respect, doesn't care about your opinions?
I cannot. I would kill
pan
myself.
And zoom on Guillermo just dead,
staring
into the middle distance.
I'd throw myself off the George Washington Bridge. I tell you what.
Same here. Life would truly not be worth living.
Yeah. It'd be worse if, you got turned immortal, then you'd never even get a way out. Anyways, so I'll go out, I'll negotiate with him.
A single tear. Guillermo's face.
I'll negotiate with him. I'll see if I can drain that guy down. And I think once we quiet him down, we can the rest of them seem ready to hear some sense.
Sounds like a plan. Let's do it.
Plan, Colin Robinson.
All right, hands in.
I don't want to do that.
You got it? All right. Just two then.
Okay.
I'll open the door and hello, main guy. Hey, we're ready to negotiate or hear your grievances.
There will be no negotiation.
Well, you can't just not have negotiation. We're here talking about a truce. So if you're gonna, in my mind, if you're gonna respect a truce, then by nature you're gonna have to respect all other sorts of, this sort of regulations and rules of warfare. And, just because it's a war between werewolves and vampires doesn't mean it's not privy to the Geneva Convention.
It's leaving me.
Yeah, so I think if you could do a little bit of negotiation,
the bark begins to grow like ashen.
I just say, the greatest victory of all.
Into the trees. You all take care of this.
Have you ever read The Art of War? Let me quote some of my favorite passages.
The tree spirit just with no motivation, just sulks off into the brush.
My eyes glow and I grow a little tiny sprout, like a Pikmin.
Little Pikmin.
Yeah.
Aw, that's cute.
Bye. Goodbye.
It sulks off into the woods as the other spritlings all look at each other just like, I'm good letting and they're all just sort of hands up and slowly just backing away, allowing the carriage to pass.
Nice.
Thank you.
Well,
have a good night.
So, Catch-All City, of course, you pass over the bridge into Catch-All City. Our first time going into the city proper in season 2.
Oh.
So Catch-All City, of course, is the magical city where all of our D&D-ized TV characters live together. Do your characters get into the city often?
Once in a
No.
while.
I haven't been in Catch-All City in a couple hundred years.
My podiatrist is in here. That's it. It's a trek, but he's good.
I had a pretty steamy affair with a halfling a couple centuries ago that did not end well. And
was it a TV character?
No.
Hard no.
Hard no. It was, well, maybe from the Amazon Lord of the Rings show, but it was, you know, the one cock ring to rule them all I had found, and it did not end well for anyone.
Perfect. So you get a view of like the city skyline at night. Is anyone moved by it, or is it just,
between 20 and 40 people died in the construction of the Brooklyn Bridge.
Shut up, Colin Robinson.
Yep. Didn't know what the bends were, so they would pressurize at the bottom so they could work on the supports, and then
You're going to kill the driver. Look, we're listing to the side of the road.
I smile and my eyes are going.
The horses are like. We're not gonna make an encounter out of it. We need some time. How do you find out where the werewolf kind of head base is located? Give me a quick scene of like asking around town and finding out where the werewolves are located.
You can just check for howling, right? Right?
Laszlo peels off and finds like a very like twinkish like stable boy and just like is just like hitting on him. Not helping.
I'm taking a photo with my whatever the fantasy cell phone is. I go, Blackmail City, population, Colin Robinson.
Sorry.
Yeah, Guillermo's going around just like he's got like a map out, and he's got sort of like a few places like checked off as possibilities, and he's going up to people, sort of going like, ever like these sort of
Kermit the Frog is at one point like, yeah, some
yeah.
But your investigations lead you to a tiny little house somewhere in the city. A sort of like a fenced-in white picket fence, simple little home. It doesn't look anything spectacular, and it does not appear to be occupied. And you're able to like you knock on the door, no answer. It's open. And you find yourselves in this modest little home. This is where all your investigation pointed to. Apparently the werewolves are here. But you don't see just a quaint fireplace roaring, table, little lantern on it, some chairs, a little bookshelf, and no werewolves. What do you do?
Are these stairs leading up or down?
Those stairs lead up.
Well, I say we check for traps. This looks like a classic haunted trap house.
Well, get to it.
If I was these werewolves familiar, I'd put a bunch of traps around.
Werewolves. I'm looking at Laszlo. Werewolves don't have familiars.
This
Gizmo.
Stupid fucking guy.
Gizmo. What would they do?
I'd like to check for traps.
Go ahead and make a wisdom check for me.
Okie dokie. Let's see. That's a 13 plus my wisdom is 2, so that's going to be a 15.
You seem pretty confident. There are no like you do a quick once over of like the door. You check under the table. We see you like poking the lantern, pulling all the books on the bookshelf. Sure enough, no traps.
Hey, hold on, let me try.
Guillermo, why
I
don't
guess
you
they
go...
don't have familiars, yeah.
Guillermo, why don't you go check upstairs?
Yeah, okay. Just like very cautiously walk up the stairs.
Guillermo,
It doesn't matter. I'm trying to step so lightly, and it just makes like the loudest creak.
So Guillermo,
Jesus Christ, Gizmo!
The fact that I'm going slowly makes the creak last longer.
Maybe you need to cut out the sandwiches, Gizmo. Listen to that stuff.
Guillermo, you reach the top of the stairs. And this is a pretty modest home overall. So the only thing at the top of the stairs is like a bedroom. We maybe see you like open the door, creep around the bedroom, look at everything. There is, of course, a conveniently on a desk with a like lit only by a candle, a desk with a journal open, with specific plans to hide a cool werewolf lair behind a fireplace.
Oh. I come back down the stairs. I think it might be behind the fireplace.
Well, Gizmo's alive. I pay it. You see me handing Laszlo money. Well, there it is.
Well, I don't see what you're waiting for, as he just said you're alive and you know where their secret entrance is, so get to it.
I go to the fireplace. I look for any sort of like loose stone or something that might...
I'm gonna walk to the side of the fireplace, like ready to pounce if anyone comes out.
Yeah, anything look out of place in the fireplace?
So as you look into the fireplace, there is, of course, a fire burning, and past the logs, you can actually see there appears to be just beyond it a stairwell leading down.
Oh, it's okay. Is there like one of those like proddy things?
There is.
The fireplace proddy thing. I try and like prod the logs to get the poker. I'm trying to put out the fire.
Some rigorous poking puts out the fire, and it's a bit of you have to like crouch down to get into the stairwell, but the passage is now safe.
Okay. This way.
Yeah, good thing I changed my shoes.
I don't want to get my cloak dirty, so I go bat, and then I turn into a bat and fly through, so I don't get it in the ashes, and then human form, and then turn back into a human.
I go crouch, and then I crouch, and I look at the camera.
Everybody vamp for a second, because I forgot to put the fog of war on the map.
Okay, we'll vamp.
What do you guys think about Brian forgetting to put the fog of war on the map?
Yeah, let us know in chat what you think. Maybe this is a good time to call out our subs that we've had.
Oh,
that's a great idea.
If ever there was a adventure for vamping, it's what we do in the shadows.
Dr. Mollusk subscribed for 8 months.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Mollusk.
Thank you, Dr. Mollusk.
That's really stellar. Matt Mitchell subscribed. Thank you. Subscribed for 9 months. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Love sick like a dog is a first time chat from a viewer. Thank you. And Goosenberg is gifting subs. Amazing.
Wow.
And Amiability gifted a sub as well. Thank you to you as well.
Heck yeah.
Wow.
Thank you so much, everybody. That really does help us keep doing the show.
Trophy folks showing up.
Yeah,
Ooh.
it's that Yaffe.
Making me look good.
You're gonna want it. You're gonna know it.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you, chat.
So, you guys find yourselves down the stairs, hitting this tiny stone room, this chamber. The scent of like wet dog hitting your nostrils very intensely.
Yeah.
There is a simple wooden door to the south, and a torn up green rug at your feet. And aside from the stairwell leading up, not much of interest. You can, however, beyond the door, hear the sounds of talking, growling, werewolf noises just beyond that wooden door to the south.
Laszlo's starting to get a little scared, but doesn't want to show it, and is just like looking around and being like, these fucking dogs take such shitty care of their stuff. Look at this place.
I know. I know they don't have familiars, but I mean they could probably use one.
Maybe they could. You know what, Gizmo? The three of us being out on an adventure together, pretty fun time.
I'm having fun.
I'm really glad you said that, Laszlo. That means a lot. That means a lot to me. Thank you.
Hey, let's give each other nicknames.
Shut up, Colin Robinson. Let's go.
All right, well, somebody's getting a bad nickname.
I would like to kind of push Guillermo in front a little bit.
Okay. Yep. Okay, so here, I mean, this is it. There's gonna be werewolves in there, and we're gonna have to most likely fight our way through, but it's gonna be worth it because Nandor is great, and he's gonna really appreciate this, and maybe this is what I need to do to prove myself that I'm ready to take that next step, become a vampire. I'm like pumping myself up. I'm like, okay, you everyone ready?
I'm like rolling my eyes and doing the jerk off motion to the camera.
Yep.
Okay, we'll come up with the nicknames after. Here I go, and I go to like kick in the door, but it like it doesn't. I can't quite get my leg up high enough, so I just kind of like stub my toe on the door and then just like push it open.
Yeah, the door opens with no issue. Just gently with an opening to.
It's very loud, but yeah.
Opening to a large chamber with wooden floors. You can see that along the south wall are several like constructed like cells. This is probably clearly where some werewolves come to like shack up for the night while they're transformed. To prevent from doing too much damage, but no one is in the cells. Instead, there are 5 werewolves in like their like half humanoid, half werewolf form, sort of growling and drooling and waiting for seemingly this door to the north side to open. However, at the opening of the door, they sort of all turn around and see Guillermo sort of entering and just like, who are you again? Sorry, what chapter are you from?
Hi, I'm Guillermo, and I'm from the island of Staten chapter.
They all sort of like, a survivor.
Yep.
Oh, geez, Laszlo, they think he's a werewolf. He wasn't clear.
Colin and Laszlo, where are you? What are you doing?
Now I'm hesitant to enter because they think he's a werewolf.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna just hang back and like kind of listen, and I'm like very surprised at this development.
Yeah. They are gonna be upset when he clarifies this.
It really will be.
Yeah.
The werewolves look to you, Guillermo, and are like, any moment now, we shall feast upon one of the traitors of the truce and declare war on all vampire kind. Join us, brother. Transform with us.
Oh, I'd like to savor the transformation right at the moment of feasting. It makes it, everything. You know how it feels when you transform, everything's extra intense and
quite
fresh.
Terrible, very painful. Don't understand it, but hey, everyone's got their own thing. I get it.
It's that sort of pleasure pain combo.
One of the other werewolves like sniffing very loud, his nostrils flaring, just like, you don't smell like one of us.
Well, how do you think I survived?
Weird.
Oh shit, Colin Robinson, they're on to him.
Do you think so? I mean, he doesn't smell like a werewolf, that's for sure, because that would be. I mean, he doesn't smell great.
Disgusting.
But that's probably because not allowed to use the bathroom in our house. So
the werewolves are like slowly walking towards Guillermo with sort of an one of them like perks up with
Guys,
like,
getting a little
do you
close.
have your do you have like your membership ID to your chapter that we could like take a look at just for formalities?
Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. It was a bloodbath. I'm lucky I made it out with the fur on my back, if you know what I'm saying. But you know, I was just I came here as soon as I heard you captured one of those awful mighty awful powerful incredible awful vampires that did that, and I had to see him up close.
Guillermo, can you make a charisma check for me?
Yes, sir. Let's see if we can.
Tasty Jake on our Twitch chat says P to show dominance.
Natural 20.
Baby.
Instincts come through.
One of
Yaffe up, Yaffe up.
The
Getting
biggest
my good rolls out now. They're all gonna be ones when we get to combat.
the largest werewolf like steps out from the pack, like shoulders back, steps up to you, Guillermo, like, you know, it's like a little bit of drool coming down from his jaw, and as he steps up towering over Guillermo's form, he reaches out a paw in like a handshake. He's like, welcome to the chapter, brother.
Oh, thank you so much. I've heard good things about this chapter, and it so far hasn't deviated from what I've heard.
It's like, oh, we have like a bingo night every Sunday. You should come, man.
I love bingo. Yeah, definitely.
Just talking to Laszlo. So I guess he'll bring Nandor out, I guess. Yeah.
I was kind of thinking
I'm just like, I just keep like looking back to you guys like.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna gesture. I'm gonna be like, get the werewolves in the cages. Get them in the cages.
I couldn't help but notice you've got like a pretty nice cage setup here. I don't know if you've had a chance to visit the island of Staten chapter, but we didn't have anything quite of this
you know, we just like we're gonna lose control of ourselves once the full moon hits, and like we figure like we could all do it together and like we could have a nice time while we're doing it, like completely losing control of our bodies and minds and becoming feral animals. We can just like it can be like a bonding experience, and
That does sound like
I
a
love
nice
that.
time.
That sounds great. Yeah, like we had one big cage that we would all get in, and sometimes that would get a little it was.
Oh, buddy,
no, you don't want It was a lot to clean up after usually, but this makes way more sense. Hey, just for giggles, what do you say? Could we all like get in the cages to get, just because I'd like to try it out, but I'd like to get like the whole experience with like everybody in the cages next to each other, just to get that camaraderie,
Nathan, make a charisma check for me.
Okay,
it's gonna be a 15 or higher.
That's a 15 with my +3.
Yes, dumbass werewolves.
The werewolves all sort of like look at each other. It was like and they're all sort of like, we're not getting we're gonna get to feast on the fucking vampire and declare war on all vampire kind. And the leader sort of like looks back and is like, he's fucking new. All right. Tell you what. Listen. He steps into one of the opening one of the things, like opening the bars. Was like, this one's mine, and he sets and he locks the cage behind him. As like, and then this one's Erdrick's, and Erdrick steps into his. and the others all follow behind. As you can see, like they're like kind of roomy, and
it's surprising because when I was looking at them without you inside, I was like that doesn't seem like it's going to be roomy enough. But now seeing how it looks with each of you, and they're each a little personalized to each of your personalities. Like I get that. Like I would have figured that one would be yours and that one would be.
We took
I'm just
some
like
time
going and like
decorating
checking
them.
and making sure all the locks are like locked. And, like,
oh, the leader is like, oh, I had just saw the dumb. Thank God you didn't step into one. We just had a thought. Like we can't. None of us stayed outside to make sure these got unlocked. That can you just wait? One of us has to be out of them. So if you could just unlock this, and then we'll find maybe one for you, and you can join our chapter.
I'm gonna walk in now and sneak and like walk past them and be like, and just walk past slowly and like.
What is that? Fuck is that? Who the fuck is that? That's
idiot dog.
That was a vampire.
I'll
just like grabbing the cage and like rattling it as hard as they can.
It's again, it seems like it suits you guys really well. You have a good time in there, and I'm just gonna go with him, and we're just let's go.
I'm gonna walk and then turn and kind of look at them and all the cages like, I no cage, but I do live in a basement myself, and one of the things that I was thinking about is that I don't know if you know this, but blue light. There's these special light bulbs you guys could get down here.
What's happening?
They're
now you're having a snack. Let's go.
Color has a temperature, and I like have I'm getting so much energy, and I'll walk along.
So if you open the big iron door,
I'm not touching an iron door. Actually, I don't know if I can. But is iron? Iron's bad, right?
Iron's okay. I thought it was
Superman.
Iron is it?
That's lead.
Look, iron is a dangerous metal for all sorts of supernatural beasts.
Yeah, like fey creatures.
Yeah, fey creatures.
You're right. I'm wrong.
Can't
Tina Fey can't touch iron.
Tina Fey cannot touch iron. It's in that book.
Why she doesn't golf?
Mm-hmm.
So you guys open the door, and there's this large werewolf hybrid man leaning over Nandor, who's like, help me,
Master.
He's clearly doing like some kind of like preparation ritual, and he like turns around as he's like, not no. Huh?
I go, looks like somebody's in the doghouse.
I fall asleep a little bit.
Nandor is like bucking up against the restraints he's under. It's like, they're trying to declare war.
Don't worry, Master. I'll save you.
Yeah, and tonight you die, you stupid fucking wolf.
Seeing my master tied up, I throw all caution to the wind and grab just a handful of cutlery and start running at this werewolf.
Let's see, Guillermo, go ahead and make a strength roll with advantage. Just attack with two handfuls of cutlery.
With advantage, we'll take the 13 plus 2 is 15.
15 will hit as like you just sink silverware into the.
It's not graceful. I sort of fall into him with 2 handfuls of silverware.
Let's see. Go ahead and do d6 damage.
Okay.
Nice.
4.
So the wounds are like smoking and smoldering a little as the silver sinks into the monster. And Nandor is like on the plinth, just like, yay!
I'm Guillermo.
Laszlo and Colin, you both have turns.
I'd like to just rush up using my unnatural speed behind the wolf and try and just get onto its back and try and like get its throat with my teeth.
Great. Go ahead and make a dex check for me.
You got it. Okay, I have +0 to dex. That's a 6, unfortunately.
That will not hit. What happens?
He's just got really thick fur. And I can't. And my teeth. I go to bite him, and then I'm like, and it's just a mouthful of dog hair.
Colin?
Whatever. So do we have like line of sight? Okay, I'll whatever the wolf is that's closest to me. Hello. So
there's just the one. There's just the one in here.
Oh, okay. I didn't know we got over there. So like, wait, is this the big guy?
This is the big guy.
All right, I'm gonna unleash my ultimate move. I go, hey, hello. Now I understand you're gonna want to kill us, and that's understandable. What with the truce and all that, and kill Guillermo too, Gizmo. I'm sure. Just why not?
You said my name.
He's with two things, and like Laszlo's on his.
I quickly hypnotize.
Listening to this.
I quickly hypnotize Guillermo, and I go, I never remembered your name right. And I go, but here's what I'll tell you: if you're to kill us, then you're missing out on quite a bit of money that you could be making. Now, have you ever heard of a non-fungible token? Now, is it cryptocurrency? In some ways, yes, it is, but in other ways, it is not. And let me explain to you exactly what the difference is.
Let's see. So he gets to save to resist, which he rolled a 9 and fails. And so as like Colin Robinson's eyes glow like blue with the energy feeding from this werewolf creature, he like grips onto the side of the altar trying to like maintain his balance, and that energy is sucked from him.
Now that is gonna, to understand that, I'm gonna have to explain the blockchain.
Guillermo and Laszlo, you have advantage against. Let's see. So he's going to he actually gets to take his turn, which he'll take with disadvantage. So Guillermo, you've stabbed him with silverware.
Yes.
And he is going to try to I think he's going to try to bite you, to which you're going to have to, we're going to he sinks his jaws into you. He rolls 13 plus 3, 16 versus your AC.
Yeah.
Nathan, I'm gonna need you. You're gonna take.
But wait, doesn't he have disadvantage because he's being drained?
He does have disadvantage.
Nice.
You are correct.
Good. Yes.
3, much better.
How do you avoid getting werewolf bit?
I think he does like make contact, but he's just so tired. It's just sort of like a sigh he lets out. He's just sort of like, I don't want to hear about blockchains.
Laszlo,
oh, you know what? I have a chain in my pocket that I used to block.
Nice.
So that's his turn.
There we go.
You guys are up.
I'd like to, I think, try and break his neck, combining my speed and strength as a unholy dark vampire.
Okay. If you want to like do a neck break, I'm gonna give it, because that's a hard move. I'm gonna have you rescind your advantage, so that it's just a normal roll.
Okay.
So basically, giving you disadvantage on that turns it into a normal roll.
I'm gonna do that. Thank you for acknowledging that is actually a hard thing to do and not easy like they try.
It's a hard move
in the movies. It's a hard move.
In the move set of Laszlo, it is listed as high difficulty.
Okay, here we go.
It's like 36 buttons.
Yeah, there's a quarter sweep. It's a lot. There's a lot of stuff.
Is that a strength roll?
Yes.
That's okay. So I rolled a 10 plus 3, so 13.
And that is unfortunately not enough. So like you're still like wrung around the neck and like trying to like, and it's just like, no, sorry, I don't know what you're doing, but like I wish you would stop. It's kind of his neck like cracks a little bit. It's like, ooh, actually.
Oh, that feels great.
Guillermo, you want to take a turn?
Yeah. The silverware angle, I think I'm just like sort of like locked into, like my hands are just, I'm sort of Wolverining with the silverware, and it's sort of like in his like matted fur. So I think I'm just sort of like twisting them and just like really getting in there.
Okay, so go ahead and make another attack roll, but that's essentially just can you pivot them enough to cause damage?
Okay. Do I get advantage?
You get advantage.
Nice.
I love rules, refereeing, making sure I get all my stuff. That's another 15.
Nice.
15 will of course hit. Go ahead and deal D6 damage.
5.
Woo!
5 damage, it's his wounds are smoking and he drops to his knees. And I was like, mercy! Mercy!
I'm trying. I'm pretty in there. I can't. I don't. It's.
The werewolf step back and is like, I submit as Nandor is like bucking against his restraints, like, kill him! Also free me, please!
I'll go free Nandor.
Oh yeah, we should have done that from the beginning.
I think I haven't taken my action yet, right? I can go
You have not.
undo his. I'll go undo Nandor's chains. Hello, hey Nandor.
Thank you, Colin Robinson.
Yeah, just let me unleash you.
This was the most traumatizing experience of my life.
Master, we came to save you.
Yes, thank you. That's good.
Gizmo, he's under a lot of stress right now. Doesn't need.
No, you're. Sorry.
It's not about you, Gizmo.
No, it's about. Yeah, you're right. Sorry.
So this
covered in blood spurting out.
Taking a lot of credit for it. Taking a lot of credit for a team effort. Okay. Not cool.
I said we.
So the werewolf is on his knees, basically submitting. It was like, so what do you do in response to that? He does not use his turn to attack. He's surrendering.
I just go.
His head off.
I'd like to go down, boy.
Laszlo, you are.
Yeah, I'd like to take a sword out of somewhere and chop his head off.
Great. There's certainly one on the wall. Go ahead and make a strength check with advantage.
Okay.
And welcome to Tabletop Anthologies, who is raiding. Thank you for the raid. Welcome to TV&D. We are playing
Thanks, everybody.
We are playing a What We Do in the Shadows D&D right now.
I rolled a 4 and a 12, and my strength plus is 3, and that's a 15, baby.
That with advantage, that will hit. Laszlo, what does decapitating a werewolf look like?
Oh, it's a very bloody affair. His head flies off, and sort of spirals through the air, and then just blood spurts out all over my cloak made of the former werewolf. And I'm like, well, this is ruined. And so then I'm gonna take this guy's fur and make that into my cloak.
So Nandor is free. The head werewolf has been decapitated, and the entire Catch-All City chapter of the werewolves have been locked into cages with no one to free them. What happens next? How do we get it? Do we just leave here?
Yeah, I'd like to leave and flip them off on the way out again.
So the werewolves are snarling, just like pulling at their cages, and they will probably eventually get themselves free, but not tonight. And because the ceremony was never completed, war has not officially been declared. Nice. So we can cut back to the misty mansion on a hill. Back on the Isle of Staten, far away from Catch-All City. What's our final shot for each of you for this adventure?
I think I'm like tending to Nandor's chain. I assume they had him tied up with like silver or something that
I burned into his.
Yeah. So I'm like tending to that as he's like, shooing me. Like
you could have got there faster.
I know. I'm sorry, Master.
I got kidnapped by a werewolf. You could have figured it out.
We did save you, but you're right. Yeah.
No, I just next time do it faster.
I think I could have. I know vampires have super speed, so maybe it'd be able to do a lot of stuff faster. But that's I'm not.
Just no.
Okay.
I'll walk. I assume they're in the library or whatever. I'll walk, and it's night. I've got my robe on. I walk in. Hello. You see when you look at my feet that I have like brand new werewolf scuff slippers that I'm wearing. And I was like, now you guys might not have noticed that, but while we were saving you, I took a couple photos, and I have a photo album under my arm, and I wanted to go through all of them with you, if that's all right. And I'll go sit on the couch next to them and open it up. The photos are like really bad and like kind of hard. Like it's like all of them are kind of unclear what they're of. I'm like, oh, well, I got, it was, I didn't have the right, I just started learning DSLR. I used to use digital now. So it looks like this is a little focus, but if you kind of squint, you can, that was the fireplace. That was, that's where Gizmo.
Got to Laszlo, just like in this very nice new werewolf with like the head of the big werewolf that we just fought and like his paw hanging around. I was like, this one's pretty nice. I think this will do quite well.
Amazing. And that concludes TV&D for this week. Nathan, thank you so much for filling in.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
We really appreciate the save there. Hey, Nathan, where can we find you on the internet?
Oh, I'm at Nathan Yaffe on Twitter. I mostly tweet to promote if I'm streaming on my my Twitch, Nathan's other show, or Drawfee stuff. YouTube.com, Drawfee Show. Also, Drawfee Show on Twitch. We stream Mondays, 7 p.m. Eastern Time.
Nathan, thank you so much again. You can find the rest of us. We are, of course, TV&D. You can find links down below on Twitch to our Twitter and to our YouTube channel. And the podcast version should be available soon. Yeah. Thank you so much, everybody. We'll be back next week with the finale to our What We Do in the Shadows campaign. We have a fun guest. Look out for that.
Ooh.
And I think that's it. I think that's everything.
I think you had a fun guest tonight, too.
We did, but next week is more fun.
Gizmo!
Gizmo!
I've got your peanut butter and jelly right here.
And then you see Colorado saying, I don't even like peanut butter and jelly. I throw it in the trash in my room.
Let's get out of here. Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.